Jai Jai Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta.
Jai Jai Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta.
Jai Jai Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta.
Jai Jai Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta.
So, after Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, he went to South India and made that entire journey on foot. And during the period of the rainy season, for 4 months, he stayed in Sri Lanka. And there in Sri Lanka, he met with Vrksha, who was a very prominent personality, a great scholar in the Sri Sampradaya, staying there. And his son was named Gopal. So later, that son, Gopal Bhatta, joined Śrī-Caitanya Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan and became one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Then the uncle of Gopal was known as Prabodhananda Sarasvati. So Prabodhananda Sarasvati was a sannyasi, and he wrote various books which are highly respected in our mind. And Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is quoting from the work of Srila Prabodhananda Sarasvati. Srila Prabhupada is also quoting from the work of Srila Prabodhananda Sarasvati. So, I'm reading today from the Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta, Śrī-Caitanya-Candra, the moon of Lord Chaitanya. The moon is appearing in the darkness of night. So, night because it is the age of Kali, and therefore the moon is what Lord Chaitanya is compared to, the one who is bringing light in the darkness, and the nectarian descriptions of that personality of Godhead. So, nobody's cold. Not more cold than other places. Let us glorify the boundlessly merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Prince of Raja, to taste the intoxicating sweet waves of the nectar of transcendental love for Krishna, as well as to give that nectar to others. He has now appeared in the transcendental abode of Navadvip as Lord Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta. We remember that Krishna was challenged once by Rukmini, and that Rukmini was overwhelmed by symptoms of love in separation from Krishna. And Krishna was trying to console her, and he said, Rukmini, Rukmini, there is no need to be so upset. I know I spoke to you in the past in harsh words to test your love, but no need to continue crying. No, I was only speaking in a joking way. We know that Krishna once tested Rukmini. But on this occasion, Rukmini said, no, I'm not crying because of that episode. That is behind us. No, I'm crying for another reason. Krishna said, oh, what is that reason? She said, that you will not be able to understand. Krishna said, there is nothing that I cannot understand, because I am the Supreme Lord, you know. But she said, no, this you cannot understand. She said, because you do not know. You do not know what it is like to feel love for you. And then Krishna thought to himself, indeed, I don't know. There is something I don't know. So that intrigued him very much. We also have that. If there's something we don't know, we want to know. I'm not telling you the secret. No. Come on. No. We want to know. So at that stage, Krishna developed a desire to know. And he developed that desire to appear in this world and as his own devotee. And in that way, taste the nectar of love of God. So therefore, Panchatattvamakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Surupakam Bhaktivedanta Bhakti Krishna appeared as Bhaktarupa. He appeared as the Lord in the form of his devotee. For two reasons. One reason was so that he could taste that love that the devotee feels for the Lord himself. The other reason was, you know how it is when you are trying to teach someone. Say you're trying to teach a student how to write, and you show it and say, now you do it. And then the student can't do it. Then the teacher takes the hand of the student and just guides him through the movements. Right? In the same way, Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta could see, I came as Krishna, and I gave them Bhagavad Gita. And at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, I said, Sarva Dharmam Parityayamamekam Saranam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Bhaveyu Mokshayasyami Masuchara. Abandon everything and surrender to me. And everyone said, yes, and nobody did it. And you see. So therefore, the Lord thought to himself, all right, I will come and I show them by example. I will teach by example. So I come in the form of a devotee to teach what a devotee should be like. So many cheaters, so many this, so many that. So I will show the real thing. So those are the two reasons for the Lord's appearing. One who is untouched by any piety, who is completely absorbed in irreligion, adharma, and who has never received the merciful glance of the devotees, or been to any holy place sanctified by them, will still ecstatically dance, loudly sing, and even roll about on the ground when he becomes intoxicated by tasting the nectar of the transcendental mellows of pure love of God given by Lord Chaitanya. Let me therefore glorify that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's how it is. Even if you have no piety. So many people have no piety. Even if one is completely absorbed in adharma. We see it every day. We read about it in the papers. We see it in our own families. We see it everywhere. And even maybe in our own lives. Adharma. Not so easy. So even if one is fully dedicated to adharma, even if one has never received mercy of the devotees, still, by the mercy of Śrī-Caitanya Mahaprabhu, one can become ecstatic among them dance and roll on the ground in ecstasy of love of God. Not attainable by the faithful performance of pious deeds, not understood by those engaged in austerity, meditation and yoga, not guessed by those absorbed in detachment, renunciation of prayers, and unknown even to the devotees, full of love for Lord Govinda, the secret of pure devotional service has been revealed by the holy name during Lord Gaura's advent. Let me glorify that Lord Guru. We see that in our own life, that all of us may have had some previous devotion before we came in contact with this movement. Some of you from family, I myself, yes, from my family, something was there. Then I came to India when I was young, and I started traveling in different places, and I found out, first I became a devotee of Ram, Lord Ramachandra, because somehow or other, the first temple I ever went was a Ram temple. So that became my temple. Whenever I went to India, I went to this temple. Ram, Jai Shri Ram. And I chanted the name of Lord Ramachandra. But then I went to the Banarasi Hindu University, and there they had, in the art department, they had a museum. And in that museum there were many, many paintings about Krishna. So I would spend a lot of time there. So I saw all these paintings of Krishna. And one cannot just see paintings of Krishna without something being awakened within the heart. So gradually I came to some level of Krishna consciousness in my mind. So pious deeds were there, but still, austerities I performed. I traveled overland to India without much money. I gave up all the wealth of my family. Renunciation was there. I slept outside on the banks of the Ganga. All these things were there. But still, the secret of pure devotional service, I didn't know. I knew something about Krishna. I knew about Ganga. I took bath in the holy waters. I chanted the names of Lord Ramachandra. I went to holy places. But I didn't know about pure devotional service to Krishna. That I didn't know until I came in touch with the movement of Lord Guru. So in the same way, I think all of us can say that a new quality was found in this movement of Lord Chaitanya. Never before did we think of it like that. We thought of pious activity, we thought of blessings. Oh yes, we went to temples to get blessings. We made some donations, some sacrifice, all these things to get blessings. But pure devotional service, we never thought of that. We never thought of that. But now, that has come into our life. For those who have attained the merciful cyclone glance of Lord Gaura's, impersonal liberation becomes as palatable as going to hell. Why is that? Kaivalya narakaya te, Prabodhananda Sarasvati says. Why is that? He says, because if you become free from material life and you realize Brahman, then you will be free from suffering. So isn't this Brahmananda the perfection? Many Swamis from India will tell you about this Brahmananda. They will say, yes, this is the road to become one with Brahman. Yes, this is it. But the Vaishnava will say no. The followers of Chaitanya will say no. No, we don't want that. That is the same like going to hell. Kaivalya narakayate, to become one with Brahman, is as good as Going to hell. Why? Because there is no service to Krishna. Oh no. Oh no. Where there is no service to Krishna, oh no, there we will not go. Oh no, there we will not be seen. Oh no. Where there is no service to Krishna, there we don't want to be. Because service to Krishna is our only treasure. What else do we have? It's our only wealth. What else do we have in life? But service, not my service. Oh no. You can take anything. Alright, take my money. Alright, take my gold. Take it all. But not my service to Krishna. That you will not take. No. That is a fact. In this way, Lord Chaitanya came into this world, and Lord Chaitanya is giving us the highest quality of spiritual life, higher than anything we had before. Prabodhananda Sarasvati. You may be a little shocked if you read this verse, but I'll read it to you anyway. What benefit did the world attain when Lord Ram, Lord Nrsimha, and many other incarnations of Godhead killed so many Vrksha and Daitya demons? How important is it that Lord Kapila and other incarnations revealed the path of Sankhya and Yoga? How glorious is it that Lord Brahma and other Guna avatars create, maintain, and destroy the material universes? How auspicious is it that Lord Varaha lifted the earth from the Garvata ocean? We do not consider any of these activities to be very important. The most important thing is that Lord Chaitanya has revealed the great splendor of pure love of Krishna. Let us glorify that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So of course, Prabodhananda Sarasvati Thakur does not want to in any way speak negative about the activities of Lord Ramachandra. He's not on the side of Ravana. It's not like that. I think you know that there is a Ramayana. Right? There's the Ramayana of Valmiki, of course, which is famous, and there are other Ramayanas. And there is one Ramayana written by the followers of Ravana. Have you seen that one? It's there, and they describe it from the side of the Daityas. It is an old book actually, and they describe it from the side of Lanka. So they were on the wrong side, and they're describing how their Lanka became destroyed and what happened. And how Vibhisana became the king. So there are many versions. Some are against Lord Ramachandra. So we are not. But Prabodhananda Saraswati is saying that although so many Daityas, so many demons were killed, the world became better because of it. Still, what was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is something that was never given before. Such intimate love of God was not given. No one had that. Everyone was dutiful. Everyone was pious, everyone was religious, but that kind of love of God, no one knew until Chaitanya. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta, whose face is as splendid as millions of moons, and whose smile is as charming as moonlight. He's like a moon that has just risen from the ocean of the bliss of pure love for Lord Krishna. So, it is said that the devotee becomes kavi. The devotee becomes poetic. And it is said the Lord is like the moon that has just risen from the ocean. Because we see in India, where you can see on the eastern side, you can see the moon rising from the ocean. And as the moon comes from the ocean, so this time, the moon has come from the ocean of the bliss of love for Krishna. And therefore that moon is especially effulgent. One who has dipped into that ocean of love of God, he becomes effulgent like many, many moons, like millions of moons. Such a person is emanating brilliant light. The other day, we were remembering Srila Prabhupada, and when he visited Germany, the devotees were taking pictures, many pictures, click, 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 with a flash. So Prabhupada was at one point seeing only light bulbs. So at one point Prabhupada said, no more photos. Right? It's too much, it's bulbs, right? No more photos. So then the photographer, he put a slow film in the camera. Of course, in those days, cameras were not computerized as today, and if you had no light, then it was possible, you had to change the film, a slow film, and you could capture even pictures in the dark without any additional light source. But the slightest movement would disturb the picture. So he put it on a tripod, and then he had a cord, like with the cord he was taking the picture. So, and he had a light meter also to make sure that the light, it's a very light sensitive film. So he's taking pictures like that and looking at the light meter. Suddenly the light meter went to the maximum. I don't know, did someone turn on a light? No one turned on a light. It was Prabhupada. He was beaming. He was so effulgent. And it was measured on a light meter, a German light meter. That is scientific proof. Scientific proof. So that is, first class. That's Prabhupada. So in the same way, the devotee becomes more and more effulgent. Just like sinful people become dark. You know what I mean? A criminal, a big gunda comes in. Darkness emanating from that gunda. Who's this? It's a sinful man. So as one engages in sinful activities, one becomes dark. One carries that darkness. And as one engages in devotional service, one becomes more and more effulgent, one becomes light, shiny. So Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta was beaming. He was so bright, he was shining. Like the moon that had just risen from the ecstatic ocean of love of God, just shining. Oh Lord Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta, by devotedly serving your lotus feet, one can attain the pure love for Lord Krishna. That is the ultimate goal of all endeavors. Oh Lord Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta, oh great auspiciousness of the world, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Moving his hands and feet, raising the two golden rods of his arms, trembling as he dances, and loudly calling out, Hare, Hare, in ecstatic bliss, Lord Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta vanquishes the inauspiciousness of this world. To that Lord Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta, whose eyes are like two large lotus flowers, who is immersed in tasting the sweet nectar of pure love of Krishna, and who is the crest jewel of all incarnations, I offer my respectful obeisances. To Lord Hare, his eyes now like millions of rain clouds, shedding torrents of tears, the opulence of pure love of Krishna making him laugh at millions of Vaikuntha worlds, his charming handsomeness like millions of nectar oceans, and his role now that of a sannyasi, I offer my respectful obeisances. Yes. His eyes, now like millions of rain clouds, shedding tears. That must be raining tears. Yes. Śrī-Caitanya-Mahaprabhu, in his ecstasy, would cry, and tears would shoot from his eyes like from syringes. He would spray people. Once in Jagannath Puri, there was the Snandhyatra of Lord Jagannath. And Lord Chaitanya was witnessing. And he was dancing in front of Lord Jagannath. And they were pouring so much water over Lord Jagannath. And all the water was just bouncing off the deity of Jagannath in all directions and glittering in the bright sun. But everyone was amazed to see that there was more water coming from Śrī-Caitanya-Mahaprabhu. Just the tears from his eyes were shooting in all directions. And there was more water than all the water that came from the bathing of Lord Jagannath. How can it be? Everyone was just amazed. And people were saying, how can anyone cry that much? Where is the water coming from? A human being doesn't even have that much water in his body. How can he possibly cry that much? It cannot be. This is just no longer human. This is not ordinary. This is a miracle. Where is all this coming from? And he's just crying in love for Krishna. Who has ever seen anything like it? Everyone else prays. Yes, Bhagavan, Bhagavan. Someone who goes to the temple every day and prays, Bhagavan, Bhagavan. People say, oh, he's very pious. Oh, he's great devotee, great devotee. He goes every day. Oh, Bhagavan, Bhagavan, every day. But here someone is crying so much. Who had ever seen such emotions in relation to the Lord? The Lord Chaitanya. Now the Lord as a devotee, he shows. May Lord Chaitanya, whose shoulders are like a lion's, whose smiling cheeks are the sweetest of all things, whose body displays various wonderful symptoms of ecstatic love of Krishna, whose features are as splendid as the whirl of a blossoming golden lotus flower, and who is Sri Radha and Krishna, joined in a single form, protect you all. When he saw new rain clouds, he was reminded of Lord Krishna, and became like a madman with love for him. When he saw a peacock feather, he became agitated. And when he saw a ganja bracelet, and there's these ganja berries, not ganja, but there's these, there is these reddish berries and these berries, it said, are very dear to Srimati Radharani. And therefore these berries are used sometimes. They are reddish and blackish, and they make like necklaces of them, and they're used in the worship of, for example, Govardhan, or we can see they were wearing them as bracelets also. You can't eat them. So, when Lord Chaitanya would see a ganja bracelet, he trembled. When he saw a dark-complexioned boy, he thought that he had just seen Lord Krishna. And he became filled with fear and wonder. In this way, golden Lord Hare preached the glories of pure devotional love for himself. Prabhupada used to say that preaching Krishna consciousness is very easy. Very easy. You just show people how happy you are. Chant Hare Krishna. It's the only way. It's the most blissful process. It's not easy. Not so easy. The splendid path of pure devotional service, which bewildered the great sages in the past, with material intelligence, has no power to enter, which Śrī-Caitanya Goswami was not able to understand, and which merciful Lord Krishna never revealed to his closest friend, is the place where the dear devotees of Lord Gaura happily enjoy pastimes. So basically it said, even the sages of the past, who are we compared to these sages of the past? Great powerful sages lived in the forest. Great powerful sages, deeply learned in the Shastra, spend all their days discussing the conclusions of the scriptures and only engaged in discussions about the Supreme Lord. Such sages have great power. Such sages were not touched by any material passions. Such sages, we worship them today. But even those sages, they didn't know. They could not enter. Material intelligence cannot enter. Even Śrī-Caitanya Goswami, who spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, didn't know. This knowledge that is now available is special and unique. This we have to understand. So now what is said here is spoken 500 years ago. And this is not spoken today. This is an ancient text of 500 years ago of one of the devotees of Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta who is sharing this with us. Right? And through seeing, through his eyes for a moment, we can maybe appreciate the appearance of Lord Chaitanya a little bit more, right, than we usually do, and that's why I'm reading from this text tonight. Where is renunciation? Where is tranquil indifference to the temptations of sense pleasure or the torments of hell? Where are great waves of humbleness? Where is uncommon prowess? Where is the path of intense devotion? Where are these virtues present in the same way they are present in those who have made Lord Gora the goal of their lives? It's a very nice meditation, because where do we see renunciation nowadays? Where do we see that? Where we see people who are indifferent to the temptations of the world. Where are they? Everywhere in the world, so many religious people, they are corrupt actually. They're corrupt. And it doesn't, I knew a Muslim who married a Christian wife, and they said, it's no problem. We don't follow our religion anyway. See, in this way, all the religions of the world are coming together very well in the bar. And it doesn't matter what tradition you're from. You meet in the bar. We're all together. Or on the plane. And you all get the same meals. Where the bar is brought to your seat. Or would you like to drink? Would you like any wine? Yeah. And on the plane, people take everything because you paid for it, you know what I mean? You paid for it. You paid for it, so you get it for free now. You pay everything as much as possible. So they drink anything, it's ridiculous. They drink the wine, they drink the red wine, the white wine, then they drink the coffee, then the cold drinks on top, because you paid for it all. And all that's sitting inside. It's good for me. They eat everything also. So after that, after the eating, they watch TV for a little while, and then soon they fall asleep. Then I get up and chant up. And I walk up and down on the plane. Hare, sorry. No problem. Mostly no problem. Only one time. There was one day. Stop this! Stop this! Silent lady. Part 2. Those who follow the rules of Varnashram Dharma, worship Lord Vishnu, visit holy pilgrimage places and study the Vedas, but do not serve the lotus feet of the dear devotees of Lord Gora, cannot understand the transcendental abode of Vrindavan, which is beyond the reach of the 4 Vedas. Oh, Vrindavan. Who can understand Vrindavan? Whoever understood Vrindavan? We all know Haridwar. Haridwar. Rishikesh, Varanasi, Vrindavan, Mathura, Vrindavan, but Vrindavan, now we know so much about Vrindavan. Now we understand how the spiritual world is made up. Now we know there is Devi Dham, the material world. Then there is Viraja, the river that separates material and spiritual world. Then we know that there is Vaikuntha. Then we know that in the Vaikuntha there are various planets, the Vaikuntha Lokas within Brahman, where Narayan resides. Then we know that half of that spiritual world is covered by a huge lotus flower. On the external petals of that lotus flower, we find Ayodhya. On the inner petals of that lotus flower, on the inside of the petals, we find Mathura and Dwarka. And then, in the core, we find Vrindavan, Gokul. Now we know these things before. Who could understand? Before, who could understand that the pastimes of Krishna are the most intimate? We understood that Narayan is Bhagavan. We understood. Yes, some understood. But what is the difference between Narayan and Krishna? Who understood? So Krishna performs these pastimes, Lila Avata, he performs some pastimes. He's incarnation of Narayan. No, it's not incarnation of Narayan. He's the original. He's the original. The Adi Purush. Govindam Adi Purusham. He's the Adi Purush, the original person. And whereas Narayan is worshipped in awe and reverence. You see, we are worshipping Lord Narayan. And of course we worship Lord Narayan. But in Vaikuntha, everyone knows that Lord Narayan is the Supreme Lord. And therefore, everyone is worshipping with awe and reverence. And therefore we see there is Santaras, and there is Dasyaras, and there is some Gaurava Sangha. There is neutral relationship, there is servitor relationship, and there is some friendship mixed with awe and reverence. And that is Vaikuntha. If we are going higher still, we can go to Ayodhya. And in Ayodhya, we can see 4 rasas for the devotees. We can see that in Ayodhya, the sages of Dandakaranya, when they saw Lord Rama, these sages of Dandakaranya developed a desire to develop a relationship with the Lord in Madhurya Ras. But that was not possible. Because Lord Ramachandra had taken this Ekapatna Vratni, this Ekapatni Vrat, only one wife. Therefore no conjugal relationship with any devotee. So Lord Ramachandra told the sages, next incarnation. So in the next incarnation they became gopis in Vrindavan. Together with the Devakanyas, together with the daughters of the demigods who desired so, and together with the Śrī-Chaitanya-Candrāmṛta, the personified Vedas, these all became gopis in connection with Krishna. Together with the Nityasiddha gopis that came from the spiritual. These all were together with Krishna, with gopis. Okay. So we hear all these kind of things, the intimate ecstasies of Vrindavan. So in Ayodhya, 4 rasas are there. In Mathura and Dwarka, 5 rasas are there with the devotees, because conjugal is also there, but in Mathura and Dwarka, it is Swakiya, in marriage. Marriage is different. In Vrindavan, between Krishna and the gopis, it is Parakiya. Parakiya means not married. Not married. Forbidden relationship. See, you know how it is in this world. Once you have the ring on your finger, then things change. Now it gets serious. Now you have duties. You see, before it was courting. Yeah? It was courting. But then once the ring is there, it has changed. Now she will say, no, this is my right and that is your duty. So in Dwarka and Mathura, the queens, you can say, this is my right, this is your duty. In Vrindavan, Radharani could not capture Krishna by duty. She could not say to him, this is your duty. She could not say to him, this is my right. She could only conquer him with her love. That was all. In Vrindavan, she has no help. of right or duty, nothing. Only love can conquer Krishna. That is the truth. Who can understand such things? Even now, it may be difficult for us to understand. But by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, one can understand. Now this knowledge is known to us. And now we can gain the purity to actually approach these things. Even if it is explained, you cannot understand. You need purity to understand such things. Such things are not cheap. Such things are only understood through pure devotional service. And pure devotional service is not lip service. Oh, Krishna. Oh. No. How are you living? What are you doing? Yes. How do you eat? How do you sleep? Yes. When do you rise? Yes. What do you do throughout the day? All the activities will speak for themselves. It is in this way that we can gain the purity to understand such things. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, how would we ever come to these things? We would have probably said, Brahma, Vishnu Mahesh, something like this. You know, we would have had some general idea. Right? But these finer understandings of the eternal world, we would not have understood. So here is a new chapter in the book called Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta, criticism of those who are not devotees of Lord Chaitanya. My mind thinks that a person who has countless pious credits and has completely taken shelter of Lord Hare but does not worship Lord Chaitanya is very poor and unfortunate. Pathetic are the followers of Vedic ritual. Pathetic are the practitioners of severe austerity. Pathetic are the dull-witted fools whose mouths are blossomed with the words, I am Brahman. Why do we lament for these animals in the guise of men, intoxicated by the taste of things other than Krishna? Alas, they have not tasted even a drop of the nectar of Lord Guru. So, no, this is the criticism of the pure devotee. It's not the ordinary criticism of people of this world. People of this world,
They'll find criticism in everyone by it, and they have to do it like that. They all take these pictures as you can see it from our window. You can see it. It's like that. What's going on? It's something strange, you know. And the postman always goes inside the house, and I'm wondering, he stays too long.
So in this way, gossip in the world and criticism in the world is going on. Suspicion is there. But here is criticism that comes out of love. When a pure devotee, how can a pure devotee tolerate that people waste their time? Such a waste of time when they're not giving all their energy to Krishna. What a waste of time. Right? So they'll criticize. The golden moon of Lord Chaitanya-Candrāmṛta now creates great tidal waves in the nectar ocean of pure love of God. A person untouched by these waves is certainly the poorest of the poor. Not one who has no money. And isn't the fact, haven't we seen in India, haven't we sometimes seen beggars with great faith? Actually, in my years, I traveled in India for 8 years, like as a sadhu, before trying to become a sadhu, before coming to Krishna consciousness, before coming to Krishna consciousness. And I remember on that occasion that there was once a lady who was begging, and she sang a song in Hindi about her life. And basically, it was a song of misery. Because, you know, when you're a beggar, you can't be expected that you're going to have a happy song, and it's your life song. song, and she's explaining in the song how her life, how everything went wrong in her life. How she became poor, how the house burned, how her husband left her, and the whole story was just there, that now she was alone, just here without anything. But then, at the end of the song, she turned to God, and she just said, and she just prayed to God, and thanking Him for somehow or other in all these difficulties, always giving her shelter. So, I usually don't give to beggars because once you start that, so normally I'm quite good at that, I don't even talk, some people say, I but anyway, but that lady I gave, because I could see she has real faith. She has strong faith. Because she went through all this difficulty, but she is thanking the Lord. She's not accusing Him. Number one. It's when everything goes wrong, then the tendency is there to say, oh Lord, you don't love me. Yes, everything went wrong in my life. I think God doesn't love me. I think Krishna doesn't like me. Lately we are not so enthusiastic anymore in our spiritual life since everything went wrong. Everything was going really well, but then, it took a turn suddenly, and we lost all the money, and the business failed, and, then we had to give up the house, and it was a big blow, and suddenly our marriage was not as nice as it was before, and that's when the divorce came. And now all I can say is I'm not so enthusiastic anymore in my spiritual life. And that's quite common. But this lady had the strength. She had the strength. Even although everything, it was worse than the divorce or this or that. She was on the street. On the street of Benares without anything. That's rough. That's not so easy. And she wasn't young either. And but she had that she had preserved her purity, that her gratefulness. Thank you, my Lord, for being there throughout in all these difficulties. That's advanced, isn't it? That's advanced. So yes, we see so many devotees. Now, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, we can appreciate such people. We can recognize them. We can see now. Yes, we can see now. This is a devotee. This is not some beggar. This is a devotee. Somehow a devotee is difficult, but a devotee. Such a person is worshipable. Lord Hare brought the full nectar of pure devotional service to this world. He gave His mercy to the living entities. He spoke with them, showed them His handsome, smiling face, affectionately glanced at them from afar, and gave them a great festival of pure love of God. They, who despite having received so many gifts from Him, still refuse to worship Him, must be considered to be foolish, cruel-minded demons. So we see in this age of Kali, obviously there are many demons. What can we say? Many people are materialistic, even in the name of government leaders, even in the name of famous personalities, even some big cricket players, even some big cricket players are not devotees. This is the worst thing the Swami said to me. Isn't it? There are limits. Once I was on a plane with the national team from India. And it was big. People were running from the front of the plane to the cricket team to get signatures, and the captain had to say everyone back to their seats because the plane was losing balance. So, no, but even not every great cricket player is a devotee of Krishna. Then what's the benefit of being so famous? Famous what? Ravana was also very famous in his days. In Lanka he was very famous. So now in the next chapter is called Daimya Rupa Swaminanda. So the author is getting humble now, and he's criticizing himself. So he's saying, I am cheated, I am cheated, I am cheating. Of this there is no doubt. Although Lord Gora has plunged the entire world in a flood of love of Krishna, I have not been touched by even a single drop. So this is a mood that the devotee should have. The devotee should look at himself and think, I don't have any love for Krishna. And I don't have any. And just consider himself very unfortunate because of it. So that's the mood we see. Now that the pollen of Lord Gora's lotus feet have touched this earth, who even without trying for it has not attained the pure love of Krishna? That's the crest jewel of all human endeavor. Alas, alas, because of my great misfortune, only I have not attained even the slightest trace of the fragrance of that love. Because of this calamity I say, to hell with my worthless life, to hell with my erudition, to hell with my high place in Varnashram society. I mean, he was a Brahmin. Please turn off the phone, although the reason kisses me. Although the rising ocean of Lord Gaurachandra's mercy has flooded the entire world, I'm so unfortunate that not even a single drop has fallen upon me. How is this amazing calamity happening? Now it is the age of Kali. My enemies, the senses, have become very strong. The splendid path of pure devotional service is blocked by millions of brambles. I am weak and agitated. Alas, alas, where can I go? O Lord Chaitanya-Candrāmṛta, if now you will not give me your mercy, what can I do? So we should have some eagerness. You see how in this chapter we say he doesn't have love of God, but not in between a cup of tea and a biscuit, Actually, I don't have love of God. No, to him it is a big thing, right, that he doesn't have it. It's not like, well, I'm trying, I'm trying to be Krishna conscious. It's not easy, but I'm trying. I'm trying to chant, I'm trying to remember Krishna, but I'm very busy at the same time, I have a very demanding job, right? Really, very demanding, and therefore, somehow or other, geez, the weeks fly by, and before you know it, I just had no time. I didn't forget, but I just never had the time. So, but now I have a day off, and I'm really going to chant today. I hope, if my wife doesn't bring all the broken kitchen machines and things like this, and if the kids are, I'll take them all the time. No, I'll try. I'll really try to chant today. On this day off. You see, no, he's not speaking like that. He's speaking with urgency. He wants Krishna consciousness. I don't have it. I still don't have that love. Oh, I am condemned for it. So when will we get such eagerness? That is my question. Next chapter. I'm giving you a few verses. It's a book. I cannot read the whole book in one lecture. So I select, and I haven't pre-selected all the verses, I'm just taking some random verses. Upasyanista, the firm conviction that Lord Chaitanya is the worshipable Supreme Personality of Godhead. O foolish mind, please take shelter of Lord Gauranga, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is hidden from the view of the Vedas, and who with his own transcendental potency plunged the entire world into the great nectar of ocean of love for the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. My faith in Vedic and ordinary duties, my embarrassment to sing, dance and laugh, and my natural tendency to be absorbed in material activities have all been stolen away by a very powerful golden complexion thief. Let me live in a terrible cage of fire. I shall never associate with those averse to Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. My heart has no desire to go to Vaikuntha or any other auspicious place if for a single moment I could not taste the pollen of the lotus flower of Lord Chaitanya's feet. I may become famous in this world, or I may attain wonderful mystic powers, or by worshipping Lord Vishnu, I may attain a handsome, four-ounce spiritual form like his. Still, if these things separate me from devotional service to Lord Chaitanya, my heart will not love them. So here you see faith, on another level, It's not like, I think that Krishna consciousness is the truth. No, not really. I really think it's the truth, and therefore I've taken to Krishna consciousness. I can speak like that. And that's a level of faith. But here is another level of faith, and that's what I'm trying to share with you tonight by these readings. I'm trying to show you deep faith, very strong faith. Because it is faith that is the key. When the faith is very strong, then you can do anything, isn't it? If you really believe in something, you'll do it. Nothing can stop you. Nothing. If you think something's going to make you happy, what's going to stop you? What's going to stop you? It's against the law. Anyway, break it. Right? If we really think it will make us happy, no law will stop us. Nothing will stop us. If we strongly believe that our happiness is to be found there, if we strongly believe that Krishna consciousness is what will really make us happy, what will stop us? We will chant, we will find time, we will do it, we will serve Krishna, undoubtedly, we will go to the temple, yes we will, certainly. Suddenly, it all becomes possible. Yes, if you really want it. If you really desire something, it will be done. Yes. Even when there's no time, somehow or other, time emerges. Time is found. Even on busy days, there is time. And faith is strong. So I'm sharing with you a strong testimony of faith tonight. Plunged into Radha's lamentation in separation from Krishna. At one moment, he would become emaciated and devastated, thinking that Lord Krishna had appeared before him. At another moment, he would become chubby with happiness, and at another moment shed tears of joy. At another moment smile, and at another moment become very cool, burning in the fire of separation from Lord Krishna. And at another moment, he would become feverish, thinking that he saw Lord Krishna in the distance. At another moment, he would run after him, considering that he had just touched Krishna. He would become stunned with bliss. At one moment, he would talk as if Krishna were present, and at another moment, he would become silent. I pray that Lord Chaitanya, the golden form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, may appear in my heart. In Jagannath Puri, you will find next to the beach a statue of Lord Chaitanya, and it shows Lord Chaitanya. So that is Puri, because Puri was the place where he lived for 18 years. So there they have a statue in the street of Lord Chaitanya. It shows him like running with his arms outstretched. Because when Lord Chaitanya saw a sand dune along the beach, he was mistaking it for Govardhan Hill, and he was running towards Govardhan Hill. When he saw the ocean, he jumped into it, because he thought it was the Yamuna. In Puri we can see You can go to Jagannath Puri and you walk there in between all the tourists, many from Bengal, who are eating chaat and dosas and so many things at the side of the road, and you may also take some. But you may. It's vegetarian. And chaat is chaat. I also like chaat. We may. But then suddenly you see that statue of Lord Chaitanya in the middle of a little piece of India. A regular, ordinary Indian street scene. Some chaat, some dukan, some this, some that. And then suddenly, that statue of Lord Chaitanya. That's us, that's our tradition. That's our Lord Chaitanya. Somehow or other. He is recognized there publicly. Everybody knows it. There is a statue dedicated to him. Yes, in Jagannath Puri, because he stayed there for 18 years. That Lord Chaitanya, who was so always thinking of Krishna in the greatest ecstasy. We just think of that Lord Chaitanya. He is our example. He is our inspiration. Oh, when will we become like that? Oh, foolish people. Please, that was for us, I guess. At least for me, I've been that category. Oh, foolish people, please seek the path of pure Hari Bhakti, which even the great sages in ancient times could not find after long searching. If in your heart there is no faith, and if you think it's too difficult to attain, then please abandon all these misconceptions and take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Okay, that's Prabodhananda's message. To who? To who? Who was he speaking to? No. To the people of the future. He was speaking to people who were not yet born. People who would take birth hundreds of years after him. He was speaking to those who were unborn. Understanding them. And understanding very well who they were, what they were like. He knew them better than we know ourselves. He knew the people of today. Although he lived 500 years ago, he was not out of touch. Oh no, he fully understands us. Okay, I'll forget the foolish people part. That I will not read now. Let's read the rest. Please seek the path of pure Hari Bhakti, which even the great sages in ancient times could not find after long searching. If in your heart there is no faith, see, he's got us. He's saying, follow the path of pure bhakti, but then it says, but if in your heart there is no faith, he knows us. He knows us very well. If in your heart there is no faith, and if you think it's too difficult to attain, yes, that's right. It's too difficult. It's very nice. When we hear all this talking the whole evening, such an amazing description, but there is one thing, Swamiji, it is too difficult to attain. So, Prabodhananda said, then please abandon all these misconceptions and take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. So that's a misconception. If we have no faith and think it's too difficult, because then we think that we are the doer. We think it depends on me. I have entered into this movement. I am chanting. I am practicing this Krishna Bhakti. But it is too difficult. It is so difficult. I don't think I can do it. Katanchana smrite yasmin duskaram sukaram bhavet. But there is Śrī-Caitanya who says, if you take shelter of me, I make difficult things easy. And for those who don't take shelter of me, even easy things are difficult. So, take shelter of Mahaprabhu, and difficult things become easy. So therefore, no, faith we should have. I have no power to understand the path of Krishna Bhakti, which makes one averse to impersonal speculation and non-devotional yoga. And I have no contact with saintly spiritual masters. Alas, alas, of whom can I take shelter? O fool, has the name Lord Chaitanya never entered your ears? So don't worry. Just hearing that name will give us faith. Because it is said, before we chant Hare Krishna, we always chant Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta. Why? Because when we chant those names, no offense is considered. No offense is considered. No impurity is considered. Whatever we have done, not considered. No offense is considered. And therefore, by that chanting, you very quickly get some ecstasy. And then you can continue with Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. And then you just start with some taste. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So first Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta, Śrila. Like that we take short. I'm now going to the end because the evening cannot go on forever. If someone says that Lord Chaitanya is an Amsa avatar, that means a partial incarnation, like Lord Matsya, or if not that, then a Lila avatar, a pastime incarnation, or a Shakti Avesh avatar, a partially empowered incarnation, a human being who becomes divinely empowered like Vyasadeva, Shakti Avesh avatar. Then he does not understand the actual glory of Lord Chaitanya, who is the original personality of Godhead, who is full of all perfect and incomparable potencies and wonderful pastimes. The transcendental opulence of Lord Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu astonishes Brahma, Shiva, and all the demigods. I pray that when Lord Chaitanya hears the word of this foolish child, he will become kind to me. I have not learned from any saintly spiritual masters, and I have not carefully studied the scriptures with many learned scholars. Although I speak like a child, I pray that Lord Prabhupada will still be pleased with me. Those are the final words of Śrila Prabodhananda Sarasvati, who has given us a little journey, a little internal journey, a journey of where he confronted us with the poor quality of our own devotional service in comparison to his own. We see that his standard of surrender is so high. We see that his dedication goes so far beyond ours. We see that his faith in Lord Chaitanya is so great that he's ready to give anything and everything in his service. And as a result, we see how he has the deepest visions and realizations. And we see, as a result, that he is a resident of the spiritual world. We see that he, although he's here in this material world, he resides in the spiritual world. And therefore he's an Acharya, a teacher by example, who teaches us how we can progress. And of course, we cannot imitate such a personality. We cannot. We cannot just imitate, but we can take inspiration. We can take inspiration to try a little harder. And with that mood, approach Gaur Purnima, which is coming now, in a few days from now. And let us, on that day of Gaur Purnima, let us all come together. And let us on that day make a real endeavor to make a new beginning. Actually, for us, the new year doesn't start on January 1st. Actually, for us, the new year doesn't start on Diwali. Actually, for us, the new year starts on Gaur Purnima. Because we count the years. We count Gauraptas, we count the years by the appearance of Śrī-Caitanya-Candrāmṛta. So, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year to all of you. And as every time when it is New Year, let us, with all the good intentions, right, for the New Year, let us meditate now on what we can improve in the New Year. What will please Lord Chaitanya? Maybe, let's say, in this coming year, I'll try and chant a few more mantras than I did in the last. That was an idea. Or I'll try and do something more for your movement, for your Sankirtan movement, to spread it all over the world than I've done so far. I'll try and make a little more commitment to purity. Although it's difficult. But I know you will help. I know you help those who try. And make it easy. Yes, I have faith. Because great personalities like Prabodhananda Sarasvati have done it before us. They were your devotees. And see how glorious they became. Then we can be your devotees. And we will also be glorious. Without a doubt. Even an old beggar lady on the streets of Varanasi had so much faith. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you for being always with me. Thank you. Thank you for being always with me. And with that, I'll end this evening. And of course, if any of you have a question or comment, we'll take a few minutes for that. And then yes, only one question I'll take. There's a microphone coming your way. Yes. Could you speak a little louder?
Could you give a comparison between appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Yuga cycle compared to appearance of Krishna?
The appearance of Krishna happened under great opposition in the jails of Mathura. The appearance of Lord Chaitanya happened in a different way. In Navadvip, as I said, after 14 months, on the full moon, in an ocean of Hare Krishna. Because each incarnation of the Lord comes with its own mission. So Lord Chaitanya came with a different mission than Krishna. He came particularly with the mission to bring the holy name. So we see that we see in his appearance, there was the holy name due to the eclipse. And it said the child would cry more than other children, all the time. He couldn't get, the only way the ladies could get the child to stop was by chanting Hare Krishna. As soon as they chanted Hare Krishna, he would stop. So the ladies were chanting all the time. Usually, ladies say that when they have children, it's very difficult to chant. But in this case, it was the opposite. It was impossible not to chant. Everyone had to chant for this child. So from his and all throughout, Krishna showed so many amazing things. Krishna showed love of God. But Krishna didn't show this one secret, the chanting of the holy name. Of course it was there, Radharani was chanting. We find it in Krishna's pastime, but not in the same way as we find it now. So the appearance of Lord Chaitanya specifically highlights the chanting of the holy name. And that is what the Lord came to show in this incarnation. In other ways, he looked the same as Krishna, but not old, not old. lotus eyes, effulgent. One time Advaita-Acharya was giving a lecture and he was describing Krishna as a child, and how Krishna as a child was only dressed in a court with a little belt, and how he had this kajal on the eyes, and how child Krishna was walking like that. And just then, the little child, Chaitanya, came walking in also, with kajal on the eyes, and with just the little cord around the waist and a belt. And that was it. And everyone just looked at the golden child. Well, they had just heard about Krishna. And somehow or other, everyone was attracted to Lord Chaitanya as much as they were to Krishna. Okay, you have Prabhupada will always kirtan in the beginning, kirtan at the end. We also, but for 5 minutes, real 5 minutes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Thank you very, very much. Now I'm trying to escape because I want to go to Mumbai tomorrow. And there's also a program in the Kirtana tomorrow. So that means such park kirtans are good. And therefore I mean the normal one place, otherwise I would finish tomorrow sitting in that park. All these people in my home. So therefore, thank you for having us here. I will not stay for some, but usually, and I will escape. With your blessing, take your leave, and see you again tomorrow. And of course the next day, when we will be so that we can continue our weekend to celebrate Gopani. It's very nice that Gopani is on a weekend, so we can really give it a nice celebration. So, started tonight, continue tomorrow. Thank you very much. Prabhupada ki jai! Shri Gopani Maha Utsava ki jai!
Kadamba Kanana Swami ki jai!